Did you know that every night while you sleep, your muscles could be quietly disappearing? It's not just because you're getting older. It's because after 60, your body struggles to rebuild muscle unless it has the right fuel. The shocking truth? You could be losing up to 8% of your muscle mass every decade, and it happens while you sleep. But here's the good news. There's an easy way to stop this from happening. In this video, I'm going to share 8 science-backed foods that can actively preserve and build your muscles overnight. These aren't expensive supplements or extreme workouts. They're simple, natural foods that you can eat right before bed to keep your muscles strong and your body feeling energized when you wake up. Welcome to Healthy Aging Life, the channel where we help you age gracefully and maintain your strength, vitality, and independence no matter your age. If you're over 60 or know someone who is, you're in the right place. We provide expert advice, tips, and real solutions for aging well. If you want to protect your muscles, stay strong, and wake up feeling better, make sure you hit that like button. Comment below to share your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to join the Healthy Aging Life community. We'd love to hear from you. What's been your biggest challenge when it comes to staying strong as you age? Drop your answers in the comments and let's talk about it. Now, I know you might be thinking, how can food help with muscle loss? Well, the truth is, there's a hidden secret to nighttime recovery that most people don't know. These foods are packed with the right nutrients to help your muscles rebuild while you sleep, so you can wake up feeling stronger and more energized. Keep watching to find out which foods can make all the difference for your body. As we get older, something happens to our bodies called anabolic resistance. It's just a fancy way of saying that our bodies become less efficient at building muscle, even if we're eating enough protein. Imagine trying to build a house with old, rusty tools. You just can't get the same results as when the tools were brand new, right? That's what happens to our muscles as we age. They just don't recover and rebuild as quickly as they used to. Now, this doesn't mean you're lazy or that you're just getting older. It simply means that after 60, your body starts to lose its ability to repair and rebuild muscle at the same rate it once did. And guess what? That's what causes muscle loss. It's not because you're aging. It's how your body reacts to it. Here's the kicker. You could lose up to 8% of your muscle mass every decade. And guess what? A large part of that muscle loss happens while you sleep. Yes, while you're resting and dreaming about your next vacation or your grandkids, your muscles are slowly breaking down. Crazy, right? But don't worry. I've got good news. You can slow down this process. In fact, there's a lot you can do to help your muscles rebuild while you sleep. And the best part? You don't need to spend hours in the gym or spend a lot of money on supplements. All you need is a few simple changes to your nightly routine. I know. Some of you might be saying, Doc, I'm not ready to start lifting weights or taking fancy pills. I hear you, but don't worry. This is something you can do without breaking a sweat. In fact, it's easier than you think. With just a few small changes to what you eat before bed, you can support your muscles and wake up feeling stronger, more energized, and ready to take on the day. So, let's dive into this together. In the next part, I'll tell you exactly what foods you can eat before bedtime to help rebuild muscle and wake up feeling great. Let's dive into the 8 foods that have been scientifically proven to help maintain and rebuild muscle during sleep. These foods are simple, natural, and can make a world of difference when it comes to protecting your muscles. Cottage cheese, a slow-release powerhouse. Let's start with cottage cheese. Now, I know when I mention cottage cheese, some of you might think, isn't that just something you eat when you're trying to lose weight or be on a diet? Well, yes, it's popular with the diet crowd, but it's also incredibly good for muscle maintenance. Why? Because cottage cheese is packed with casein, a slow-digesting protein. It releases amino acids into your bloodstream slowly over several hours. Think of it as a steady drip of muscle-repairing fuel while you sleep. In fact, studies have shown that eating cottage cheese before bed can boost your muscle protein synthesis by up to 31%. That's huge. So, next time you're in the kitchen, reach for that tub of cottage cheese and don't be shy about it. You're not just eating a snack, you're helping your body build muscle while you sleep. And here's a fun little secret. Add a bit of honey, some cinnamon, or even a few banana slices. It makes for a tasty treat that your muscles will thank you for. Bonus tip. Did you know that famous athletes like LeBron James have been known to eat casein protein before bed to help repair their muscles overnight? Maybe that's why he can play for hours and still jump higher than most people can even dream of. Hard-boiled eggs, the classic protein source. Next up, let's talk about eggs. Yes, I'm talking about those good old hard-boiled eggs. When you think of eggs, you probably think of breakfast, right? But here's the thing, eating eggs before bed can actually help preserve and rebuild muscle, especially for older adults. Each egg contains around 6 grams of protein, and that protein is packed with all the essential amino acids your body needs to keep muscles strong. But the real star here is leucine, an amino acid that plays a huge role in activating muscle repair. As we age, our bodies become less sensitive to protein, so we need to consume higher quality protein to stimulate muscle building. Enter eggs. They're a fast-absorbing, easily digestible protein that's perfect for older adults. In one study, older adults who ate hard-boiled eggs before bed showed a 19% improvement in muscle preservation compared to those who didn't eat anything. That's like getting a muscle boost while you sleep, no workout required. So why not enjoy a couple of eggs before bed? They're quick to prepare and can be eaten with a sprinkle of black pepper or a dash of turmeric, which, by the way, helps reduce inflammation and further aids muscle repair. And hey, let's be honest. You're not just helping your muscles, you're also indulging in a delicious snack. Who knew being strong could taste this good? Tuna in olive oil, lean protein with a healthy twist. Let's talk about tuna. I know, tuna might not be the first food that pops into your head when you think of a bedtime snack. But hear me out, tuna is a lean protein powerhouse, especially when paired with olive oil. Why the olive oil, you ask? Well, olive oil is packed with healthy fats that help slow down digestion, allowing those muscle-repairing amino acids to stay in your bloodstream longer, doing their job while you sleep. Think of it as the perfect tag team. Tuna supplies the muscle-building protein, and olive oil makes sure that protein sticks around longer to work its magic. Studies show that eating tuna packed in olive oil can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 34%. So, if you're looking for a quick and powerful snack to protect your muscles, tuna in olive oil could be the way to go. And bonus points, add a little squeeze of lemon, a few cucumber slices, or even whole grain crackers to make it more delicious and satisfying. I mean, if it's good enough for famous athletes like Michael Phelps, it's certainly good enough for you. He might swim faster than any of us, but we can all get strong and stay independent if we follow the right strategies. Greek yogurt, the triple threat. Greek yogurt is another fantastic choice when it comes to maintaining muscle mass. Why? Because it's a triple threat. First, it contains casein, the slow-digesting protein that helps repair muscles while you sleep. Second, it has probiotics that support your digestive system. And third, it's packed with calcium, which is essential for muscle contractions and bone strength. One study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that older adults who ate high-protein Greek yogurt before bed saw a 26% increase in muscle protein synthesis. That's a pretty impressive result from something so simple. And here's the kicker. Greek yogurt is thicker and more satisfying than regular yogurt, which means it's more likely to fill you up and keep you satisfied all night long. So, next time you're feeling snacky before bed, reach for some plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Add in a few fresh berries, a dash of cinnamon, or a tiny drizzle of honey for flavor, and boom! You've got yourself a snack that's not only delicious but also works hard for your muscles. If it's good enough for those professional athletes who need to recover after intense workouts, it's certainly good enough for us. Plus, it's so easy to prepare, and who doesn't love something that's both tasty and good for you? Warm milk with turmeric, the comforting nightcap. Now, let's talk about a bedtime drink that's been around for centuries, golden milk. Golden milk is made with warm milk and turmeric, and let me tell you, it's not just for relaxation. It's a powerhouse of muscle repair benefits. First off, milk is an excellent source of casein protein, which we already know is great for muscle recovery. It also provides calcium, which is necessary for muscle contraction, and vitamin D, which supports muscle function and overall health. Now, add turmeric, which contains curcumin, one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory compounds. This combination helps soothe your body, reduce joint pain, and promote muscle repair as you sleep. A study published in Nutritional Neuroscience in 2022 found that older adults who consumed a protein-rich drink enhanced with curcumin before bed saw a 32% increase in muscle protein synthesis. That's a huge improvement, especially when you're looking for natural, simple solutions. So why not give it a try? Warm up some milk, or almond milk if you're dairy-free, and stir in a pinch of turmeric. Add a little black pepper to enhance the curcumin absorption, and maybe a spoonful of honey for sweetness. Sip it slowly before bed and let the nutrients work their magic. It's the perfect way to wind down while also fueling your muscles to rebuild overnight. And just like that, we've covered some of the most powerful foods that can help you maintain your muscle strength. You don't need fancy pills or extreme workouts. You just need the right foods at the right time. When we sleep, our bodies enter a recovery mode. That's when the magic happens. Muscles rebuild, tissues repair, and we wake up feeling refreshed. But here's the catch. Recovery doesn't happen for free. Your body needs fuel to get the job done. And the most important fuel? Protein. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've probably heard that protein is important before, but let's dive into why it's especially important before you go to sleep. If you go to bed without eating enough protein, your body won't magically create it on its own. Instead, it will start breaking down your muscles to get the amino acids it needs. Yes, that's right, your body will start eating its own muscles. It's kind of like eating your savings account to get through a rough month. Not ideal, right? Now think about this. When you sleep, your body is already in repair mode. But if you don't give it the right fuel, it won't be able to perform the repairs efficiently. And that's exactly why so many older adults wake up feeling weaker, stiffer, and more tired, despite having had a full night of sleep. It's not because you didn't sleep well. It's because your muscles didn't have the right fuel to recover properly. Here's the science behind it. Muscle breakdown, called catabolism, happens naturally during sleep. But if you eat the right foods before bed, you can shift the balance from muscle breakdown to muscle building, known as anabolism. This process is crucial as we age because after 60, our bodies become less efficient at rebuilding muscle. It's kind of like having a car that doesn't work as well as it did when it was brand new. It still gets the job done, but it requires more effort. So, by providing your body with the necessary protein before sleep, you're giving it the tools it needs to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. Let's think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how some of the world's most powerful people, like LeBron James or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, take their recovery seriously? Both of these men are known for working hard, playing even harder, and making sure they fuel their bodies properly, especially at night. It's not just about lifting weights or running marathons. It's about making sure their muscles get the protein they need to recover so they can perform again tomorrow. LeBron James, for example, is a huge advocate for protein intake, particularly before bed, to keep his muscles in top shape for the next game. If these professional athletes prioritize their muscle recovery, shouldn't we be doing the same, especially as we age? Okay, so now we know why protein is so important, but let's look at the science behind it. Studies have shown that older adults experience a reduction in muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. This decline is a result of anabolic resistance, which makes your muscles less responsive to protein intake. Sounds pretty bad, right? But don't worry, because there's good news. By consuming protein, specifically before bed, you can help counteract this decline. Your muscles are more likely to repair and rebuild when you give them the nutrients they need to do so. Here's a fun little fact. There are studies that show if older adults consume a protein-rich snack before bed, they can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 30% compared to those who skip this nighttime snack. That's a pretty big difference. Imagine waking up every morning feeling stronger, less stiff, and more energized just by making one small change in your routine. It's not just about getting enough protein throughout the day. The timing of your protein intake matters too. Eating protein-rich foods before bed ensures that your muscles have a steady supply of amino acids overnight. This steady supply is critical because, during sleep, your body isn't just resting. It's actively repairing muscle fibers and regenerating cells. Without protein, that process is much less effective. Let's break it down a bit more. Protein is made up of building blocks called amino acids. These amino acids are the construction materials your body uses to rebuild muscle tissue. When you eat protein, your digestive system breaks it down into these amino acids, which then enter your bloodstream and are delivered to the muscles. Now, here's the cool part. Muscle protein synthesis happens in the hours following your protein intake. If you've had protein before bed, your body will have a steady supply of amino acids to build muscle during those hours of sleep. Think of it as giving your muscles a nice meal right before they go to work rebuilding themselves. Without that protein, your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs, and it may have to start breaking down existing muscle to get them. Have you ever heard someone say, "I woke up feeling like I was hit by a truck"? I bet a lot of that comes from muscle breakdown that wasn't properly repaired overnight. So, the next time someone says that, you can proudly tell them, "Hey, add some cottage cheese or a hard-boiled egg to your bedtime snack, and see how you feel in the morning." Now, let's talk about what happens if you skip protein before bed. If you don't give your body the protein it needs, your muscles don't have the necessary building blocks to repair themselves. And what happens then? Well, your body will turn to other sources, mainly your own muscles, to get the amino acids it needs. It's kind of like having a big project at work and then realizing you've run out of supplies. What do? You start taking from what you already have to get the job done. And that's exactly what your body does. It uses existing muscle tissue to break it down and supply the necessary amino acids for basic functions. This is a huge issue for older adults. As we age, our muscles are already declining, so when they break down and aren't rebuilt properly, we experience weakness, fatigue, and stiffness. The goal here is to slow down that breakdown by providing your muscles with enough protein so they can repair properly during sleep. In conclusion, muscle loss as we age is not just about getting older. It's about how our bodies react to aging and how we can help counteract that process. By consuming the right foods, especially protein-rich ones, before bed, we're helping our muscles rebuild and stay strong. Just like the pros, LeBron James and The Rock, who take their recovery seriously, we should be doing the same. Whether you're a professional athlete or simply trying to stay strong and independent, eating the right foods at the right time can make all the difference. So, tonight, before you go to bed, grab a snack that's rich in protein. Your muscles will thank you in the morning. Now, let's talk about how to use these foods effectively for muscle repair. Here's the thing, timing is everything. To get the most benefit, you should eat these muscle-friendly foods about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Yes, that's right, before you hit the pillow, give your muscles a little bedtime snack to fuel their recovery overnight. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, wait, I've got to eat right before bed? Won't that make me gain weight? Relax, my friend. This isn't about eating a whole pizza at 11 p.m. It's about choosing the right foods, the ones that will help your muscles recover and rebuild while you sleep. So, you can start with something simple like a little cottage cheese or maybe a hard-boiled egg. These foods are rich in protein and will give your muscles the fuel they need without weighing you down. If you're feeling adventurous, try combining them. You could have half a cup of cottage cheese with a couple of slices of avocado or a small handful of nuts for some healthy fats. Or maybe a hard-boiled egg with a sprinkle of turmeric. Yes, turmeric. It's not just for curry. These combinations are not only tasty, but they also pack a punch when it comes to muscle recovery. But remember, it's not just about what you eat before bed. You need to make sure you're eating balanced meals throughout the day too. A healthy diet with enough protein, fiber, and good fats during the day will keep your muscles in good shape and give them the strength to rebuild overnight. So don't skip meals. Let's not make this a one-meal wonder situation. Consistency is key, folks. Now here's the big one, what to avoid. I know it's tempting to reach for something sweet before bed, but here's the thing. Avoid foods that are high in sugar or saturated fats. Sure, that chocolate bar might seem like a nice treat, but it could actually interfere with your body's muscle repairing process. Foods high in sugar can cause blood sugar spikes, which disrupt sleep and may make your muscles work overtime in the wrong direction, aka breaking down instead of rebuilding. Also, be mindful of foods with lots of unhealthy fats. We're talking about the junk food variety, think chips, fast food, and all those tasty snacks we know we shouldn't be eating before bed. These can mess with your digestion and disrupt your sleep, meaning your muscles don't get the proper time to recover. Think of it like this. If you were an athlete, let's say someone like Tom Brady, you wouldn't eat fast food the night before a big game, right? Instead, you'd fuel up with something that helps your body perform at its best. It's the same with your muscles. You wouldn't want to fuel them with junk and then expect them to work overtime repairing themselves overnight. So, stick with healthy, balanced meals and make sure you're eating the right things before bed. Next, let's move on to our final part. What happens when we combine all these habits together? Let's take a look at some real-world examples to understand how the right nutrition can help us maintain muscle strength as we age. One example that stands out is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, you know him as the action movie star and former bodybuilder. But here's something that's really important. Even though Arnold is now in his 70s, he still follows a strict routine of protein intake to maintain his muscle mass. This isn't just for bodybuilders. It's a lesson for all of us, especially for those of us getting a little older. Arnold knows that keeping your muscles strong as you age requires fuel, and protein is that fuel. So, if the Terminator can keep his muscles in check with the right protein, surely we can do the same. Let's make it even more relatable. Imagine your body is like a car. When you drive your car for long distances, you wouldn't let the gas tank run empty, right? Of course not. You fill it up before you take off so you can go far and keep running smoothly. The same goes for your body. Before you go to bed, you need to fill up your tank with the right nutrients, like protein, so your muscles can repair and rebuild during the night. If you don't fuel up before bed, it's like trying to drive a car with an empty tank. You'll be slower, less efficient, and won't go as far. But when you give your body the right nutrition before sleep, you're helping it stay strong, active, and independent for many years to come. And here's the bonus. This doesn't mean you have to become a protein-obsessed gym rat like Arnold. You don't need to lift weights for hours. You just need to be mindful of what you eat before bed. And if it works for Arnold, I'd say it's worth trying, right? So, remember, fuel up before bed, and you'll wake up feeling stronger, ready to take on the day. Let's move on to the next section where we'll dive deeper into how to make these small changes fit into your daily routine. Trust me, you'll be amazed at how easy it is to make these adjustments. Now that you know the secret to helping your muscles stay strong, it's time to take action. The first step is simple. Start incorporating those protein-rich snacks into your bedtime routine. It's not about working out like an athlete, it's about giving your body the fuel it needs to rebuild muscle overnight. Just a little effort before bed can make a huge difference in how you feel the next morning. So, what are you going to try first? Will you go for the classic cottage cheese, or maybe hard-boiled eggs? Or perhaps you'll go with a delicious Greek yogurt snack. Whatever you choose, remember, every little change counts. I want to hear from you. Which of these foods are you excited to add to your evening routine? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's share ideas and support each other on this journey to better muscle health and stronger mornings. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to Healthy Aging Life, and join our community of people who want to live healthier, more vibrant lives as we age. Remember, you're never too old to start making positive changes in your life. Let's keep those muscles strong and our bodies moving. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.